What did Melissa say? No. What did Melissa say?
And secondly, and lastly, really before a little presentation I have, I would like to extend my personal appreciation to all of the members of the Alabama Wind Ensemble who have given so much to this enterprise, this particular concert, this particular worldwide recognition of a premiere in a foreign country by a wonderful composer. Actually, he's from a foreign country. We're from a
Sweet.
And speaking of that, gentlemen, Mr. Clarke, would you come forward? I have a plaque to give to Mr. Clarke, and it reads, "In appreciation for his wonderful gifts to the world's wind band music on the occasion of the world premiere performance of King Solomon's Mines, Nigel Clarke, Honorary Composer in Residence, Alabama Wind Ensemble, Tuscaloosa, November 13th, 2003. Congratulations.
Overwhelming week I've ever experienced as a composer, actually. We say people before I forget them because it's so easy with so many people being involved in such an event and forget crucial people. But Kim, Diane, David, Andy, Melissa, Sarah, many Sarahs actually, Jennifer, Rod, all their wonderful support for me during the week. You really can't guess. The second I got over here, Gerald picked me up at the airport and I was taken to a hotel. I opened the hotel door. It's what we call a hamper full of chocolate and all sorts of goodies, and a little welcome note. Thank you very much, for being here from the Alabama Wind Ensemble. And I was really touched, really shocked at that, because when you go somewhere as a guest, you don't really know what to expect. So really from the very, very first second of meeting Gerald, the second going to that hotel room and seeing that gift, I thought this was going to be something very special. How this whole thing happened is, I think it started about 2 years ago. A composer called Aldo Forte, who's a great friend of mine, Cuban composer, was brought up here, and there was this campus very well, it's a summer campus here. I heard this band in Atlanta 2 years ago, and he told me that it was something very, very special. It was this amazing conductor that didn't use scores, which I didn't actually do when they told me that. Never used scores when conducting, and this group was meant to be very special. It wasn't long before in Chicago I saw this very same person buying up Martin Luther's music and set off and some Philip Stark music. He very politely shook my hand and said hello, no small talk, but he disappears. I used to watch him in Chicago going from one hotel to another with piles of music in his arm. And I thought, this is a man that obviously knows what he's looking for. Secondly, they did exactly the same. And I thought, well, I'm going to write a piece anyway. I tend to write pieces if I want to, not necessarily because of commission fees and things like that. I'm not into that so much. So I contacted Gerald and said, quite presumably, I'd like to write a piece for your ensemble. There's so much about Ronaldo, so much about this man, and this has become the dream piece of music to write. Now, the next thing is you get in front of the ensemble, you still don't really know what to expect, because recordings lie on the list, you all know how we can edit a recording. So I've never believed things like that. You suddenly see an orchestra that focus on that man like there's no tomorrow. Students don't watch conductors, it's what happens, but this orchestra does, that's why it's so good. I've been very lucky at this kind of Eastman Ensemble and various groups around America. This is the best ensemble. I say it on my children's life, that really this is something very, very special. And the friendship these students have shown me during the week, I mean, every break, every lunchtime break, every evening, I've been taken out for meals, and it's been an incredible thing. And I'm really going to spread the word about this group. I had one criticism. Everyone needs to know about this group, not only in this country, but abroad. And I think really that must be the next stage of this great ensemble. And I don't really think this, I really wouldn't mind if this piece some ways, it's not that hard to write a piece that people clap very loudly at the end of. I know how to do that. But what Joseph did tonight, is actually a much harder thing to do. It's like a subtle, very deep, chamber-like work for wind ensemble. And I think we should all pay Joseph a great tribute. This is something absolutely special to be in my composing studio. It's a wonderful memory. And I'm not going to say much more because I'll embarrass myself. But this man is very special. This university is very special. These students are extremely special. Thank you very much for doing your best.
This is not meant to be a formal ceremony, it's meant to be an informal reception of a sort. So I thank you all. And to all, before we get back into milling around and eating cake, let me just tell one group that I don't often see assembled in such large numbers with regard to this wind ensemble over its 18-year history. And that's the parents of the students. I'm a parent of two musical type people. My wife and I actually share that honor. And I know what it is to be a parent of a musical kid. And it takes time and money and all kinds of little things in life from very young to college and even beyond. And I want to tell all of you parents who are here tonight, supporting your student, your child, my student, the University School of Music student, and I want you to know how much I appreciate what you have done to stand behind your son or daughter in this process. Mr. Clarke, Dr. Landers, and a few guests. We ate with President and Mrs. Witt before the concert this evening. And I wish I had a video of what President Witt said about this ensemble and its history and all of the students, some 3,000 in number who have been members of this ensemble. It's a special group, and I always remember the ones who have been here before, and I love and cherish those who are here now. And to those of you moms and dads that are here tonight, I can tell you unequivocally that music students are a notch above others.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to argue with me about that, step out back. For a variety of reasons. That's why they're so special, right there. So I thank you again, Mr. Clarke, Dr. Landers, Mrs. Landers. Mrs. Clarke is home, isn't she? And stay as long as you want and have some cake and punch and whatnot, and have a safe trip out of here. And thank you again for coming.